The terrifying midlife crisis. Yeah, that's what I said. I went through a really painful one. And I was so afraid to admit it to myself, to face it, to have to figure out how to let go of all my safeties, my job, my salary, my life as I knew it. I couldn't even admit it to myself. I shoulder the world, right? Taking care of the kids, taking care of the bills, taking care of life, taking care of an organization that I grew and got to 10x in its operation, like a nonprofit space. Something that was like so exciting and so beautiful to me, and somehow this thing that I was fighting for and talking to donors about, getting people to invest, getting people to change their life, and build and manage and hire. And I was carrying everything on my shoulders, and I was going through a crisis. What the heck? What was wrong? And so many people live in that. But the midlife crisis, or crisis in general, that people go through, if you want to call it mini crisis, is so rampant across the country. It's so normal. And the first step is just to recognize it. And it's such a hard thing to do. Anyways, when I finally recognized it, when I finally understood that I was going through a depression, when I started to look at my life and the things that just weren't aligning, everything started to change and to build. And I have to tell you, I'd probably call it 95% of the way out of the transition. And my life has changed in a way that I can barely begin to tell you how much more free it is. I've lost over 70 pounds. Yes, that's right. I had gained like 120, so I still got 50 to go. We're sinking under bills because I just didn't get around to paying them, missing them not being on top of finances, other curveballs that came in our life. And my whole life was crumbling, and now I'm happy. I'm strong. I work out. I've aligned my career and my path in a way that is so fitting in so many ways. There are things that are actually not perfect that I'm still working on them, but I'm aware of it and I'm going after it. And I think that there's one key that if I had to point to it and say, this is the thing, the defining factor, it was this. And by the way, this isn't just something that I'm saying. I've had clients or people that I've worked with that have a very similar description. And the key is like this. They said, and I've experienced as well, that when you're going through a crisis like this, you almost feel like you're watching a person that's not you. There's like a person that you knew that took on life, the one that you developed through high school and college, and was getting ready to take things on. And all of a sudden, as life got harder, it's wait, that guy, that strong guy, that guy I've come to rely on, and I need him through the fights, through the challenges, through the hard times, because I know that guy is the one that will look at the situation, reassess, figure it out one way or the other. He wasn't available to me. He wasn't available. For my clients, wasn't available. Where is he? I call him the activated self. He was somewhere inside, and I couldn't call upon him, and I needed him so badly. And as things got worse, it got worse for me also. Get in bed. My addiction really became just lying in bed, not wanting to face the things that were happening every day. Hours and hours and hours and days. And, I was one of these guys who'd never watched TV. And I found myself watching stupid old 90s movies that I grew up with, or Marvel movies and things like that, or TV shows, wasting so much time. When my family wanted to go on an outing, it took so much out of me, and I tried to push myself, but there's so many times I just realized I wouldn't run around with my kids the way I should. And I needed that guy, that activated guy. So I wrote a book, The Activated Self. It's called Activate, actually, is the name of the book. It's about the activated self. It's about being able to get him back. And I know it's hard to believe, and I've been there. I really have. And it's not such a far away past. But I want to take you on a journey with me, and help you to be able to call on that guide too. Activation is actually probably the best translation for a very ancient Hebrew word that we have in tradition about education. The term that we use is called chinuch. But chinuch is not properly translated as education. What it means is to prepare and to get someone ready and then press the start button for a process in life. That's what we do with our kids. When you send a kid to school, what you're really doing, imagine if a kid never took science classes or never took English classes or never went to gym. And there were certain skills that he had that he just never knew he had. Could you imagine like waking up when you're 40 years old and finding out that you're really good at math? Activation is when you press the button, when you throw someone into a situation and they figure out that they have a talent in that area. Imagine went your whole life without knowing you had a right arm. It was just never used, it was never activated. That person inside that you want to call upon, you have to activate them. We have to learn how to press those buttons. The system that I built is really, or that I guess I'd say built, discovered, and I've been working with other people to help them build as well, is a 3-part system. Part number 1 is the mindset system. It's transitioning the way that you're thinking, the way you're approaching life. Next is the action part, which is taking the new mindset and finding the different parts of your life and how to have them slowly but surely move into your life. The skills that you have, the powers that you have, the discovery of the strengths that you didn't know that you had, and to have them start to breathe life into your everyday actions. And it's actually, that's really fun part. It's a really exciting part because like that space is where like you start to really feel your power. And then the environment side, that's activation of the environment. And what that is really building out the world that you want to live in that can help foster that dream self and that dream life that you want. Whether it's about making sure that you have space for work, whether it's that you're not around caustic personalities, whether you're learning how to lean into friends, whether you are an introvert and don't know how to connect to people and where the right environments are. But it's really those 3 main stages. And I want to take you on a journey through activation to get there. But for today, here's your 1 lesson and your 1 challenge. If you're wondering whether or not you have crisis, whether you're going through a midlife crisis, whether you're going through that pain that I'm describing, you kind of feel like you might, life's a little bit foggy. I'm going to challenge you to be brave enough to call out something. I'm going through crisis. Find that safe person to say it to, whether it's first to yourself, to your spouse, to your friend. I'm going through a time that's challenging me in a way that I can't fix. It's the first step. Because once you know that there's something that needs to be worked on, something that needs to change, then maybe we could talk about it. But until it's there, the longer it lays dormant, the more balls you're going to be dropping, the more weight you're going to be carrying until it finally falls off of your back and falls and something cracks and breaks. Crisis, recognizing it, allowing it to awaken a change inside of you is huge. And just to further it, to bring it all home, here's the story. Crisis, as hard as it is to admit it, and as painful as it is, I want to tell you the truth. It's a gift. And I look back and I'm like, I don't know if I would ever trade it. Because it awoke me to the fact that I was missing something. And that I had powers that I wasn't using. Things that I knew about, things that I forgot about, things I didn't even know about. And without the crisis, without the call where the body says, hey, something's not aligned, when the soul is telling you something's not aligned, you can't make that change. You need something to come and tell you, hey, it's time. So here I am, and trying to give you the chance to say that to yourself or to recognize it. It's time. The time is now. Let's get activated.